Welcome back to another Germany reaction here today. This video is called Why German Exams Are Hard. Personally, looks like, they got the subtitles manually in the video. But yeah, I'm from Australia, if you're new to my channel. And yeah, I don't know too much about the school system in Germany and how exams work. And even if they were hard, I didn't really know that apart from seeing this title. So to learn more about that today, I watched this video. I'll leave the original in the description if you want to watch it for yourself, maybe for educational purposes. But if there are any similar videos for me to continue to learn more about this and similar about like the education in Germany, if you like to see my reactions on that and just for me to generally learn about that, intrigued about it. So let's get right in the video and see what he has to say about it.
Might be way different from the system. Exams in Germany might be way different from the system that you're used to. So someone who has written them myself, I want to give you a deep dive into exams at German universities and how you can prepare for them.
Okay, so university level.
So first off, let's talk about the grading system real quick. At German universities, the grades range from 1.0 to 5.0. 1.0 is the best and 5.0 is the worst. And you usually pass an exam when you score 4.0 or better. Now here's something unique about the German education system. At university, you usually get 3 attempts to pass an exam. But if you fail after 3 tries, you're not allowed to continue that subject at any university in Germany. So for example...
Wow. You fail the subject and you can't study that again, ever? That's rough.
For example, you're studying math, and if you fail your exam 3 times, you're blocked from studying math anywhere in the country. So usually these exams are not on random dates during the semester. In Germany, you can divide a semester into 2 different phases: the lecture period and the lecture-free period. In the lecture period, you have your lectures and courses. And in the lecture-free period, well, this sounds like holidays, but there's a catch. This one lasts about 1.5 months to 2 months. Even if there are no lectures during this period, this doesn't mean that you're completely free. And this is because the exam period also falls during the lecture-free period. So for example, this semester, if you only have a couple of exams ahead of you, this period can only last 2 weeks, for example. So you have exams for 2 weeks, and the rest of the lecture-free period is kind of your holiday. But it can also happen that you have a lot of different exams spread over the entire lecture-free period. This is very, very unfortunate, but if you're unlucky, you have no free time. And my heart goes out to all my friends who study engineering in Munich. 7 exams spread over the entire summer is truly brutal.
Wow.
But it can happen. So in Germany, you have to split up during the semester with lectures and tutorials, and then this really intense exam season. So even though the schedule...
It sounds rough. I'm glad I don't have to go through that.
Lectures and tutorials, and then this really intense exam season. So even though the schedule at university is flexible, the workload remains quite high. And this period is stressful because the exams are much more concentrated in a small time window. And different than school, at university you have fewer clear instructions. So I want to give you a realistic perspective on the workload at German universities. So
it looks cool though. I like the look of the university.
On average, we students are expected to complete 30 credit points per semester, and they are called ECTS, so ECTS. And I would say, as a rule of thumb, each credit point equals 25 hours of study. Now 25 times 30, that's the time you usually spend on one semester. Now getting these 30 credits in one semester and completing your entire degree program in the standard period of study is very doable. In Germany, about 40% of students finish their degree on time. But here it is also very socially accepted to study longer. So doing 1 or 2 additional semesters is not something to be afraid of. Many students do this to be more flexible, go on a study abroad, or enjoy the university period a little bit longer. And since most universities are tuition free, it's not the end of the world. Now, I would say the workload here is less about cramming for final exams and more about consistently engaging with your studies throughout the entire semester. So German universities offer lectures, seminars, tutorials, and also exercises. To be honest, I haven't properly experienced a different university system, so I can't directly compare the German education system to a different country. But in my eyes, the workload at university here will keep you busy most of the time. You can work a part-time job, of course, but here's my advice. Settle in first. So get familiar.
So let me know your experience as well, whether you're from Germany or you maybe decided to study in Germany. If that happened, I'm just wondering the different situations for people. Or in your own country, or if you're coming across this, you might be intrigued by the German system. But yeah, I feel like the German study and the exams. But yeah, I'm trying to think, who will be interested in this type of video. I think it would just generally be people from Germany. But yeah, let me know your experiences regardless.
With your academic schedule before jumping into work, because the last thing you want is fall behind in your studies, at the beginning of the journey. So unless it's really necessary, I can't recommend a part-time job in the first semester. But on the other hand, most companies in Germany are also very understanding and give you flexibility when the exam season comes around. And by the way, if you are an international student and serious about studying in Germany, I can really recommend you download the free Studying in Germany guidebook in the video description. Now in Germany, there are also a lot of different exam types. And the most common one is a written exam that lasts 90 minutes. It usually tests your knowledge on a specific topic, either in the form of open, essay-like or closed questions like in a multiple choice test. But there are also other forms of exams, for example an oral exam. In this case, they test your expertise in a discussion with the lecturer. So you have to explain certain things, defend your position, or solve problems on the blackboard. Then you have the presentation. And in Germany, it's very common to have presentations at universities. This can be in German or English, it really depends on the degree program. And a presentation exam is usually not longer than 15 minutes. Then there's also project work, my personal favorite. I would say this one is more common at universities of applied sciences. For example, in my degree program, Computer Science and Design, we get big semester projects. So we did apps and software development, design projects, and also concept work. We usually get about 3 months to complete it, and at the end there's a big presentation in front of the entire class. And there are also term papers as an exam format. A term paper is simply a piece of academic work on a specific topic. And even with ChatGPT, writing a term paper takes some time, but I would say it is considered one of the more relaxed and easier exam formats.
Yeah,
so in Germany, it's very typical that the final grade of the course is entirely based on the exam performance. So you have one big exam at the end, and yeah, if you have a bad day, it's not great. But this is how the system works. And now that you have all the basic information about exams at university, I also want to quickly show you how you can properly prepare for exams. So maybe this sounds cliche, but the best thing to do is prepare early. We all know from other situations that time suddenly flies by much faster than we initially thought. It's the same thing during the semester. So at the beginning, the exam period seems so far away, but suddenly time is racing by so fast and the lecture notes keep piling up. And this happens quite often. You know, the pace at German universities is quite fast. Topics that took half a year to cover at school are now done in 2 lectures. So instead of trying to cram the course content into your head at the last minute, I would say it's better to prepare for lectures, go to the dedicated exercise sessions with tutors, and work on assignments. Even if this means extra work during the lecture period, it will ultimately save you time during the exam phase. So a big recommendation for me, attend lectures, especially the first and last ones, because professors like to drop small hints and secrets about the exam content. I personally don't like to go to all lectures because I feel like sometimes I'm more efficient at home. But in the end, it mostly comes down to how many exercises and mock exams you do. The more you do, the better your exam results. And the key difference here is that German exams focus on your deep understanding of the concepts. So memorization won't get you very far in many cases. They will ask you to solve concrete problems, combine ideas from different areas, and think critically. It's a different mindset compared to systems where memorization might get you through the exam. Now, the interesting thing is, in some exams, you might be allowed to bring a cheat sheet, but don't get too excited. So when I first heard that we were allowed to bring this cheat sheet into the math exam, I was really happy. But to be honest, even with a cheat sheet, it won't help you much if you don't fully understand the material. To be honest, I'm more afraid of these open book exams compared to, other exams. And this shows once again that universities in Germany put more emphasis on deep subject knowledge instead of memorizing a bunch of facts. But let me tell you, in
I
case
like
you fail
that
an
though.
exam,
I feel like that will be more effective let me know what you think. But yeah.
And this shows once again that universities in Germany put more emphasis on deep subject knowledge, instead of memorizing a bunch of facts.
Yeah, opposed to just memorizing just different facts, having knowledge, proper knowledge of the subjects at a very high level is a lot more, yeah, I'd say that's more important. So, yeah, to me that sounds good. Even if it's hard, obviously, it's... Yeah, I think overall you get the better successful people in those respective lines of work, because yeah, when they've studied in university, they have really learned what they need to know at a high level, opposed to again just memorizing those facts.
These in Germany put more emphasis on deep subject knowledge, instead of memorizing a bunch of facts. But let me tell you, in case you fail an exam or get a bad grade, it's not the end of the world. You usually get multiple attempts in an exam, and with proper effort, they are all doable. You also get plenty of support at university from tutors and fellow students who are also in the same position as you. And in Germany, exams and grades are important, but not the only factor for success later. Employers focus on overall performance, so motivation, soft skills, and German proficiency. Now, in case you want to learn German directly from me, check out Speedy German and also other useful resources in the video description. Subscribe and join our huge Discord community. Love you and stay focused.
Yeah, this was a really good video, especially if you're curious about studying in Germany. I think he covered really the bases as much as you could within 8 minutes, quite well, and it gave me a good understanding, or a better understanding, when previously, I wasn't really sure the level of, how German, well, in this case, the universities work. Let me know how maybe they're at a school level, like a high school level, and then is college, or is there more universities? I know from Australia we do have, it's more universities. We don't really have college like America, like United States. So I can connect to that a bit more, but let me know. Is it more like this? Is there more university style than college style? But either way, it was good to get a bit of a insight in the exams process and how the universities operate in Germany, and can they differ? Like if there's different levels of universities. If there's other videos on that, let me know, or just give me some details in the comment section. Subscribe for more reactions to Germany videos, and let me know what type of videos you'd like to see my reactions on, and I'll see you in another one.